3 reasons why Alexandra Eala can defeat Jasmine Paolini at the Dubai Tennis Championships. Alexandra Eala advanced to the Dubai Tennis Championships second round after defeating Hailey Baptiste on Sunday, 8-6-4, 0-1. Baptiste was forced to retire from the match due to an abdominal injury, ending the American's chances of advancing in Dubai. After the match, Eala wished her opponent well before expressing her delight at advancing to the second round. On Tuesday, the Filipina will walk out onto court with Jasmine Paolini, the 6th seed and 2-time Grand Slam finalist. Eala is most certainly the underdog heading into the match. However, there are a few factors at play that may help the 20-year-old upset the odds. That Eala's left-handed play could help her beat Jasmine Paolini. As a natural left-handed player, Eala is able to use her forehand to target Paolini's backhand in cross-court exchanges. With her flat forehand shot suiting the hard courts, Paolini may struggle to neutralize the Filipina's power, disrupting the Italian's rhythm and preventing her from dictating play using her topspin game off both wings. By targeting Paolini's backhand with her forehand, Eala can drag Paolini wide and stretch the court, giving the 20-year-old opportunity to open up space down the line. Of course, being left-handed means Paolini could dictate cross-court forehand-to-backhand rallies. This is something Eala must prevent if she is to defeat the 29-year-old Italian. Jasmine Paolini's poor form. Paolini has not started the 2026 season in the best form. The Italian won one of her 2 matches at the United Cup, defeated by Belinda Bencic, before being knocked out of the Australian Open in the 3rd round at in Melbourne. Paolini defeated Alexandra Sasnovich and Magdalena Frech before losing to 29th seed Iva Jovic 2-6. 7-6. Paolini's woes continued in Qatar last week. She lost her opening match to Maria Sakkari, who went on to reach the final. Simply put, Paolini is not in good form, and Eala could take advantage. Eala can take advantage of Paolini's serve. While Jasmine Paolini certainly does not have a bad serve by any stretch of the imagination, it is certainly not the best on the WTA Tour. Paolini is not someone who will hit a lot of aces, giving Eala an opportunity to capitalize. One of the strengths of Paolini's serve is her accuracy and ability to find her spots in the biggest moments. However, Eala has excellent movement and anticipation off the return, meaning she should have openings when receiving. Eala must impose her will on this area of Paolini's game, especially as her own serve will be targeted by the Italian. One more key reason. The crowd. Eala will undoubtedly have the majority of the crowd's support when she steps onto court to play Paolini on Tuesday. Eala's presence has resulted in unprecedented fan turnouts at tournaments this year, as demonstrated by the Australian Open's record-setting opening Monday. This was no different during Eala's opening match against Hailey Baptiste in Dubai. The crowd were euphoric throughout, bursting into applause and cheering every time Eala won a point. Eala may be the most popular player on the tour currently, and her fans could certainly play their part when the Filipina plays Paolini on Tuesday. 3 reasons why Alexandra Eala can defeat Jasmine Paolini at the Dubai Tennis Championships. In the modern era of tennis, matches are more than physical contests. They are poetic duels where strategy, psychology, and self-belief compose narratives as gripping as any novel. At the Dubai Tennis Championships, where the desert sun meets a mosaic of elite talent, one such narrative could unfold. A young, rising star poised to challenge the established order, Alexandra Eala, still very much in the early chapters of her career, faces the experienced and crafty Jasmine Paolini, a player who has carved success through consistency, versatility, and tactical mastery. At first glance, the matchup seems to favor experience. But beneath the surface lies a compelling story of momentum, potential, and pure belief. Here's a creative and thorough exploration of 3 reasons why Eala can not only compete with Paolini but defeat her. 1. Eala's explosive athletic growth and fearless ambition. A new force in women's tennis. Alexandra Eala is not your typical newcomer. She represents a fresh breed of modern athletes who blend physical power, improved technique, and an unshakable belief in themselves. Her game is energetic, expansive, and physically assertive, or, as some commentators might say, a storm in progress. By contrast, Jasmine Paolini is grounded, experienced, and calm. But in matches where momentum swings rapidly, that very grounding can be a vulnerability against an opponent who thrives on momentum and emotional intensity. Fearless play versus calculated consistency. One of Eala's greatest strengths isn't just her talent, it's her fearlessness. She attacks points with gusto, embracing risk rather than shying away from it. In tennis, this fearlessness can be a double-edged sword. When it clicks, she plays like a player far beyond her years. The ball flies off her strings with confidence, and her movement becomes a blur as she dictates rallies rather than reacting to them. Facing Paolini, Eala's unbridled energy could become an asset. Paolini's baseline game is grounded in consistency, precision, and constructing points point by point, but these qualities can be disrupted when an opponent doesn't allow the rhythm to settle. Eala's aggressive mindset, if channeled well, forces Paolini into uncomfortable positions and potential unforced errors. Momentum is the player who believes she owns the court. In psychological terms, confidence breeds risk-taking, and risk can yield reward. Tennis commentator Annalisa Michel once said, "Momentum isn't just about winning points, it's about convincing your opponent that each one matters against you." Eala carries that fire. She draws momentum like a magnet, challenging Paolini to counter not just power with precision, but adaptability with recalibrations. In short, Eala's energy and unrelenting forward pressure strategy have the potential to unsettle Paolini's rhythm, especially if she seizes the early initiative in the match. Point 2. Versatility under pressure. Creativity as a tactical weapon. A game beyond the ordinary. One of the underrated aspects of Eala's growth is her evolving versatility. She doesn't just hit the ball hard. She thinks about where it goes, when it changes direction, and how each point narrates itself. This cerebral layer of her game is still developing, but it's an unstoppable force in the right frame of mind. Paolini is known for patience and precision. She constructs rallies, waits, and then capitalizes when the opening appears. Historically, that works extremely well against baseline hitters who are predictable or hesitant. But against a player with variety, drop shots, slices, spins, and court craft, the construction becomes muddled. The element of surprise. Imagine a rally where Eala steps into the court, slices low, varies angles, then pivots to a deep drive that catches Paolini off guard. In essence, Eala's creativity becomes a pressure valve, a way to reset the rally on her terms. Paolini's consistency is a strength when the rally has a pattern. But creativity interrupts patterns. This ability to keep an opponent guessing is like jazz in a world of classical motifs. Paolini plays the score with brilliance, but Eala writes new bars as the match unfolds. That's not just flair, that's tactical evolution. Creativity unleashed. Understanding this, Eala can exploit pauses, momentary splits,